The NBA All-Star Game is over, and that means we are in the second half of the NBA season. And what does this mean? We are building up to awards season. We are going to go through the complete list of NBA awards in this video and explain who they're named after and why you receive them. Did you know there are 9 NBA team awards to be won in an NBA season? And a team cannot win all of these because 6 of these awards are given to the division winners across the league. Then you have the Western Conference Finals trophy and the Eastern Conference Finals trophy. And lastly, you have the ultimate prize for any NBA franchise, and that is the Larry O'Brien trophy for winning the NBA Finals. So let's look at the Larry O'Brien trophy first. Up until 1977 in the NBA, when a team won the NBA championship, they got a trophy. It was called the Walter A. Brown Trophy. But the next season, they had to give it back. So in 1977, it was determined that the new trophy, which is the current form that we're all aware of, which is made by Tiffany & Co., would be kept by each NBA championship winning team. From 1975 till 1984, Larry O'Brien was the commissioner of the NBA. It was a turbulent time in NBA history. However, Larry O'Brien rode through it with the help of David Stern throughout. When he retired in 1984, they renamed the NBA Championship Trophy after Larry O'Brien as a show of gratitude for his help in steering the NBA to become a more commercial success by the mid-80s. The trophy, as mentioned, is made by Tiffany & Co. and it is made of silver. However, it's got a 24 karat gold overlay and it weighs an impressive 16 pounds, which is quite heavy for a single trophy. As we are fully aware, the Los Angeles Lakers and the Boston Celtics are tied for the most number of NBA championships. From 1947 until 2001, the winners of either the Eastern Conference Finals or the Western Conference Finals didn't receive a physical trophy. However, since 2001, there has been a physical trophy, and it's just been called the Eastern Conference Finals Trophy or the Western Conference Finals Trophy. However, they have named the Eastern Conference Trophy in 2022 after Bob Cousy, who was the Boston Celtics point guard. Bob Cousy is really important in NBA history because he helped found the NBA Players Association, which was the first union for basketball players, and it helped shape the way basketball players were treated within the league. The Western Conference Finals Trophy is named the Oscar Robertson Trophy, and this is after the legend Oscar Robertson, who is a huge part of NBA history. And again, his relationship as a player and the league formed what the league is today. He even took the NBA to court, which just deserves a total full video to itself. The Atlantic Division Trophy is named after Nat Sweetwater Clifton. Nat Clifton was the first African American to sign a contract in the NBA, and he also helped the New York Knicks, who played in the Atlantic Division, to their first NBA Finals. The Central Division Winners' Trophy is named after Wayne Embry. Wayne Embry was the first African American NBA general manager, and he was general manager for the Milwaukee Bucks. The Milwaukee Bucks play in the Central Division, and therefore the trophy is named after Wayne Embry. The Southeast Division Trophy is named the Earl Lloyd Trophy. Earl Lloyd played for the Syracuse Nationals, who were in the Southeast Division, and they eventually became the Philadelphia 76ers. And that's why the Southeast Division has the trophy named after Earl Lloyd. The Southwest Division Trophy is named after Willis Reed. Now, Willis Reed played for the Knicks and helped them win 2 NBA championships, even playing injured, famously. However, Willis Reed is from Louisiana, and hence the Southwest Trophy is named after Willis Reed. The Northeast Division Trophy is named after Sam Jones. Sam Jones played for the Boston Celtics, and was known as Mr. Clutch because of the clutch shots he made in championship runs. He won 10 championships with the Boston Celtics, as well as sticking up for African American rights in a pivotal era in the NBA during the 1960s, and that is why the trophy is named after Sam Jones. The Pacific Trophy is named after Chuck Cooper. Now, Chuck Cooper was the first African American to be drafted into the NBA in 1950 draft, where he was drafted 14th overall. Cooper was a veteran of the Navy, and then after he finished in the Navy, he entered the NBA, and the trophy is named after him in his honour. Now, we've explained the new names of the 9 team awards, and now it's time to move on to the individual awards. And first up is the MVP for the regular season. Now, until 2022, the MVP award was named after Maurice Podolof. You might be wondering, who's Maurice Podolof? Well, he was the founding president of the NBA, and if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have an NBA today. So he's quite important to the history of the NBA. But in terms of regular season MVP, there was a more fitting name to be given to this MVP award, and that's the Michael Jordan MVP award. We're not going to argue with that. Bit unfair on Maurice. So Maurice now has an award which goes to the best overall record for the regular season. On to the individual trophies. As briefly mentioned, the MVP trophy is now called the Michael Jordan Trophy. He won it 5 times in the regular season. The other times he didn't win it, he just took that personally. Anyway, as you are fully aware, outside of championships, MVPs kind of get involved in the GOAT discussion. But MVP since 1981 has been decided by a select few members of the basketball media, and this brings in some disagreement about who has won and who hasn't won the MVP trophy. There is a brand new trophy for an individual to win, and it is for the player who comes through in the clutch for their teammates, and it's called the Jerry West Trophy. And the reason why it's called the Jerry West Trophy is that Jerry West's nickname used to be Mr. Clutch. So look out for it this season, because it's the first time it's going to be issued, and it's going to be to the person who's got the most clutch. How they determine this, I don't know. We're going to figure it out. We're going to agree to disagree, but it's a new trophy in the NBA. The Defensive Player of the Year is now named after Hakeem Olajuwon, who was a defensive powerhouse. He got 2 NBA championships and 1 Defensive Player of the Year. As we know, Wilt Chamberlain was a dominant force in the NBA. He scored 100 points in a single game. But what you might not know is that Wilt Chamberlain won Rookie of the Year and the regular season MVP in his first season. So it doesn't come much of a surprise that the Rookie of the Year award trophy is now named after Wilt Chamberlain. And if you're thinking, Magic Johnson done something similar, yeah, he won the NBA Finals MVP in his first season. However, he lost the Rookie of the Year award to his arch nemesis, later best friend Larry Bird. The 6th Man Award is named after John Havlicek. John Havlicek played for the Boston Celtics between 1962 to 1978. And although John Havlicek had a lot of talent, he sucked it up and sat on the bench and came on as a bench player and the 6th man regularly. But this paid off. He won 8 championships as the 6th man, and therefore it's appropriate that the 6th man trophy is named after John Havlicek. George Mikan was a dominant force in the NBA when he entered in 1948, and he was dominant throughout his career, so much so that he won 4 NBA titles. And the NBA had to keep changing rules because Mikan got better and better, and he got an unfair advantage. Therefore, the Most Improved Player award goes to George Mikan. The NBA Finals MVP trophy is the trophy that every player wants to win as an individual. It was introduced in 1969, and in that season, the Boston Celtics won the NBA title, led by Bill Russell. As we know, Bill Russell has 11 NBA championship rings. However, Bill Russell did not win the NBA Finals MVP in that season. That actually went to Jerry West, who is the only player ever to win the NBA Finals MVP and end up on the losing side. The trophy has been named after Bill Russell. In the early 1980s, the NBA was in a dire situation. Viewership on TV was way down, and then came a little rivalry between a guy called Magic Johnson and Larry Bird. These two guys could possibly say that they saved the NBA. It coincided with the introduction of cable TV, and their rivalry was played out throughout the 1980s, and the NBA viewership went like that. However, both of these players, in recognition of their feats during their careers, have been given awards. Firstly, the Western Conference Finals MVP wins the trophy named after Magic Johnson. The Eastern Conference Final MVP wins a trophy named after Larry Bird. Following the tragic passing of Kobe Bryant in 2020, the NBA renamed the All-Star Game MVP trophy after Kobe Bryant. There is a social justice award in the NBA, and this is named after Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And this award is given to the player who upholds the NBA values with regard to equality, inclusion, and respect. Since 1996, there's been an award for sportsmanship. This first award was won by Joe Dummars, and now it's known as the Joe Dummars Trophy. It is for players who exemplify sportsmanship and act with integrity. Every team puts one player forward. There's a panel that decides the one player that should go forward from each division. And those 6 players in total are then voted on by all the rest of the NBA players at the end of the season. And that is how who wins the Joe Dummars Trophy is decided. The Twyman Stokes Teammate of the Year award goes to the teammate who exemplifies dedication, self-sacrifice to his team, and integrity. This trophy is named after Jack Twyman and Maurice Stokes. Maurice Stokes played for the Cincinnati Royals from 1955 to 1958 with Jack Twyman. Unfortunately, Maurice Stokes fell over during the game and hit his head. He became paralysed and had a brain injury. However, Jack Twyman became Maurice Stokes' legal guardian and advocate, and he helped Maurice Stokes until his death in 1970. Exemplifies what a teammate is. The recipient of the Twyman Stokes Award gets $25,000, which they donate to a charity of their choice. The Coach of the Year award is named after Red Auerbach, who was the Boston Celtics coach and won 9 titles with them. He later became the Boston Celtics general manager when the franchise won another 7 titles. The best coach of the year gets the trophy named after Red. However, Red only won this trophy once. Interesting fact about Red Auerbach is that he is the only coach ever to be ejected from an NBA All-Star game. J. Walter Kennedy was the second NBA commissioner, and he has a trophy named after him, which is dedication to the community. This is given to the player who gives long service or dedication to a community, and it is chosen by the Pro Writers Basketball Association. There is an award for the NBA Executive of the Year award, and this has been given out since 1973. However, it's probably one of the only trophies in the NBA which does not have a name at the time of recording this video. Therefore, I am assuming that they might be waiting for this trophy to be named after someone famous, which could most likely be Pat Riley, who is still an executive of the Miami Heat. Hopefully, when Pat Riley retires, they might name this trophy and make it have a name like every other trophy in the NBA. In 2017, the NBA introduced a Lifetime Achievement Award, And this was given to past NBA players who have exemplified success on and off the court. The first winner was Bill Russell in 2017. The second winner in 2018 was Oscar Robertson, and there was a joint winner in 2019, which was Larry Bird and Magic Johnson. Since then, the award hasn't been handed out. However, hopefully new recipients of the award will begin this season. I hope you found this video on NBA awards helpful. Now you know all the names of the awards and the reasons why they are given out. Please check out my other videos, and if you enjoyed this video, give it a cheeky little like.